What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I see in the title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. See, I got it right here. And I know it's crazy to say. Mayor Zohran Mamdani made a post, said new year, a new mayor. And it's pretty crazy. You have it here. Zohran Mamdani's inauguration in New York City has music that's not even English and Muslim men on stage that look like they're in Afghanistan. And it's true. You know, it's definitely true. It's definitely, insane. It says here, buckle up, America. And definitely, I definitely say that just based off of how they're treating things. I'm not even gonna lie. And like I've said before, this is, pretty wild, and I'm not surprised. We've been seeing, the change, in New York City and how things are. But just check it out. And I can't play the full audio, but this is wild, bro. Like, it's truly wild. Like, nobody, that's the thing. Nobody knows that, obviously, the individuals that, mostly I say, support, Zohran Mamdani, and the individuals that are there for that change. But there's people there that obviously is supporting Mamdani. They don't even know the words. They don't even know what he's saying. I'm telling y'all, it is insane. This post is about Davari Darkin. Says radical Democrat socialist Zohran Mamdani nukes New York City's upper class. I'm telling y'all, definitely check it out right here.
Is what I want you to expect from the administration that this morning moved into the building behind me. We will transform the culture of City Hall from one of no to one of how. We will answer to all New Yorkers, not to any billionaire or oligarch who thinks they can buy our democracy. We will govern without shame and insecurity, making no apology for what we believe. I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist. I will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical. As the great senator from Vermont once said, what's radical is a system which gives so much.
I know y'all probably like, Recklezz, why'd you stop the video? I stopped the video because we gonna go past Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, I feel like, wasn't this like a meme or something? His whole fit. I'm pretty sure I seen him. I seen this in Subway before. I seen him on the sign with his gloves on, his hat. It's odd. It's odd that I'm seeing it. This is a while ago, but I'm looking at Letitia James and AOC smiling. I'm telling y'all, it's the stuff. Like I'm just disgusted by a lot of this. I'm truly disgusted by a lot of this, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. It says watch all the rich New Yorkers say bye-bye to Zohran. I'm not gonna lie. I truly feel as if, and I hate to say this. I hate to say this. Me personally, I've never been to New York. I've never been to New York, but I definitely say, being real with y'all. I truly feel like New York is going to be, it's going to be a whole different flip. It's going to be a whole different flip. Once, people move their business, and it's already been people that's been moving their businesses out, people that are moving, and leaving. There's a lot of people that are leaving New York, but watch all the rich New York. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a totally different change to where it's like, bro, this looks wild here. When you look and you see that, like that almost like, what do you call it, like that Gotham City or something like that? Ain't that's what it's called? I ain't too much in like all the Marvel and stuff like that, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all probably gonna be mad at me for that. But yeah, like it just reminds me of that. Like a whole bunch of crime and like different stuff going on. That's what it's like giving. You know what I mean? This is a post by Benny Johnson. It's Speaker Mike Johnson. Definitely not happy, a lot of about this. Check it out.
Republican side, and it will be even more favorable once all the redistricting stuff is settled out. We have Democrats who are flailing. They have no leader. Their national leader now, as we've noted, is Mamdani. He's a communist. Good luck with that.
Good luck with it. I'm telling y'all, good luck with it. That's truly how I feel, and it'll show. You know, you're definitely gonna have people. You're definitely gonna have people that truly feel some type of way. You know, because everybody don't have it. Everybody don't got it. You know, and I say that because everybody, you know, in a sense, can't just move out. You know, so I do feel sorry for the people that do not, you know, support Mamdani. You know, that didn't vote. You know, and can't, you know, move immediately like some others. But it's truly disgusting, you know, that people are wanting, you know, and supporting this man. Says Elon Musk explains why residents in New York, such as his mother and his friends, have all changed from being from the left, you know, and going, you know, to be a Republican. Check it out.
You know, my mom lives in New York, and it's my mom at this point has gone from being Democrat to Republican. And her friends in New York are having the same experience. Because you know what'll turn you from a Democrat to a Republican pretty fast is getting punched in the face while you walk down the street.
Yes. For no reason.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And then no action being taken against those who hurt you.
And that happened to your mom?
Not to my mother, but to 3 of her friends.
That is insane. I've always heard that people, like, they've done things to individuals, like walking down the street in New York, and I've seen it on video. I've seen it on video one time. And it wasn't like no punching nothing. It was more so like a slap, like they slapped the phone because they was recording. It was recently, and I always hear people talk about it, and it's definitely wild, you know, that individuals do that. And the crazy thing is, it was an older woman that did it. So when I'm thinking of these things and like seeing this stuff that's going on, like you automatically think in your head, like I do, because, you know, in Indianapolis, you know, there's teenagers, you know, and young adults that do stuff like that. Like when you're downtown Indy, like they play around or they do stuff, you know, obviously to get you mad and get a reaction out of you. But it was an older lady doing it, and it's pretty crazy. Not only, you know, that will change you, but, you know, just seeing how everything is, you know, in general. So him saying, you know, somebody, you know, getting assaulted, anything like that, just thinking about a lot of the stuff, you know, that's going on. I also think about, like, not even trying to be funny, I also think about the simple fact of everything that's going on. You know, not to mention of what's going to go on here in the near future, you know, as Zohran Mamdani, you know, being a mayor. I'm telling y'all, definitely insane. Definitely insane. Check it out right here, y'all.
When someone who gave more than $290 million to the Republican effort last election cycle, that carries weight. You see it there, $291.5 million. Is this, I'm guessing, welcome news for Republicans trying to retain majorities in the House and Senate?
Yeah, this is great news. It will be hard to retain the House. We need Elon's help. There are key races in the Senate. But, you know, I want to back up a little bit. I defended Elon and the Department of Government efficiency from the beginning. I think it was a really brilliant move by President Trump to bring in a political outsider, someone who is a genius, is a tech innovator, a creator, to come in and root out the waste, fraud, and abuse. And I have to say, while the D.C. elitists and the bureaucrats and the career politicians screamed and whined, the American people cheered for Elon as he uncovered and rooted out billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. But he also knows it was a massive sacrifice. He faced the rhetoric of the far left, and he knows it's not just rhetoric. Death threats, his Tesla stores were caught on fire. Tesla cars were caught on fire. Shareholders got mad at him. But here's what's at stake. He understands that the American dream has to be fought for. He understands that this far left, dangerous rhetoric from the Democrats is actually fueling violence. And not only that, they're also coordinated and organized, and they're selling socialism. We are seeing it from New York to Washington State, and it's catching on more and more. So Elon knows that something has to be done to preserve and protect the American dream. It has to be fought for, and people have to sacrifice for it. He is a patriot, and I'm glad that he's stepping up to the plate and doing everything he can for these midterms.
You know,
one thing about it, you know, and being real, and why I wanted to show this is because I truly feel as if, you know, and like, you know, this post said, the best case scenario for the Republican Party is, you know, where President Trump and Elon, you know, Musk have a good working relationship, and many others, you know, definitely many others. I feel like it's just so many things that need to be fixed, so many things that need to be, you know, handled. And I feel like people need to definitely take it, you know, more seriously of what's going on right now, especially, you know, in those places when you have in New York, when you have in Chicago, when you're having even in Minneapolis, you know, all these different places, you know, Los Angeles, having these different places. And like, I truly feel as if it's definitely important for people to actually pay attention and see, you know, and look at, you know, these different individuals. You know, I feel like it was just one thing, you know, everybody was on, okay, who am I going to vote for? Is it Kamala? I feel like people need to get past, you know, people need to get past that, you know, when they talking about, you know, Kamala, when they talking about Trump, you know, and having those two individuals, I feel like it's more than that. And I know people obviously look at, you know, the mayors and the governor, and they're looking at, you know, these different, I just truly feel as if people need to pay attention to who is running and who they're voting for, you know, because these things, you know, that's been happening in the past year, it's definitely uncalled for and definitely serious, especially people that are up, you know, for re-election. You know, when you're having, you know, Tim Walz and you're having Brennan Johnson, you're having these different individuals that people just need to pay attention, you know, because it's definitely bad. Definitely bad. You know, you have it right here. This is and this goes to show y'all. This goes to show y'all, bro, what I be talking about. On why it's so serious, because this is going on right now as we speak. This is Nick Shirley, says an illegal alien says that he makes 10,000. Look, this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Makes 10,000 a month selling counterfeit goods in New York City. 10,000 selling counterfeit goods. Check it out.
How long have you been in the United States?
Probably 2 years.
Did most of you people cross the border here?
Yes.
How much money does somebody make here on Canal Street selling fake Gucci?
I selling 2 months. I make 20,000.
Yo. I can't. He made.
And you hear somebody saying yo, because they don't want, you know what I'm saying? They don't want anybody to know that.
20 grand in 2 months selling illegally here on Canal Street. Did he just reveal the cash cow of selling here on Canal Street?
I have no idea.
What country are you from?
Me? From Ghana.
What's the most amount of money you ever made here on Canal Street?
I'm making a lot of money this Canal Street.
And how much money do you make every day selling here on Canal Street?
For one day, 500.
How long have you been?
So even if, bro, I'm just confused. Like, 500 a day is a lot of money. It's definitely a lot of money. I know some people may not think $500 a day is a lot of money, y'all. Ain't even gonna lie. It's a lot of money, you know, to really most individuals. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I think like I'm just trying to, like, I'm just confused. Like, so they really making, I had to do some math, y'all. I'm horrible at math. I'm not horrible, but you know, they're making. I would definitely think, you know, in my right mind, at minimum, they're probably making what, 6,000 a month. That's still, I feel like 6,000 alone is still a lot of money. 6,000 alone is still a lot of money, y'all. That's still a nice like year to have. That's definitely insane. Definitely insane. You have it here. Nick Shirley proves there are streets in New York City that still belong to illegals, not Americans. He bought some counterfeit goods to sell on the block like the illegals do. If he gets chased off, this proves illegal run in the streets. If he doesn't, nothing's wrong. Well, we'll see if he gets chased off.
So over the past few days, I've been acquiring some goods from these counterfeit dealers to go set up my own shop on Canal and see what they do to see whose block it really is. If I get chased off the block, then it is therefore their block. But if they get ran off the block, it's the block of American citizens. It's your block. Now it's time to go reclaim and take back the block We're gonna go set up shop and we're gonna see what happens here on Canal Street.
Come up and take block by block of selling illegal contraband. What is stopping an American citizen and a tax-paying resident from coming in here and setting up shop ourselves? Who's
We got our own right here. We're setting up shop.
Bro, when you come out here, you be starting trouble, bro.
I ain't starting no trouble.
Yeah, man.
I'm working on this block just like you.
Yo, don't put that camera
I'm working on the block just like you.
Yo, bro, on some G shit, you be on some bullshit, bro.
Well, I'm on the same block as you guys.
I'm not feeling that shit. Don't come out here with that shit, man.
We're setting up shop too.
Go ahead, bro.
So y'all see Nick Shirley went out there, you know, American citizen. He's trying to sell his goods, but, you know, you see what happened. You know what I mean? It's definitely wild. It's definitely wild. I'm not gonna lie, definitely wild. It's definitely sick that this is going on. Definitely sick. Says here the great, and I'm hoping I'm not saying it. I'm hoping I'm not saying his name wrong. But Rudy Giuliani, if I said it wrong, I apologize. On New York City's mayor, Mamdani. Let's check out what he says.
Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Sir, this has got to break your heart.
You said it just right. It's probably, I don't think I can describe it, so I'm not going to try. I do not understand it, but let's stick with the Quran. You're so right. And very few people know that because we've been euphemistic about the Quran. We've been almost silly in our disregarding how dangerous it is. Even our former President Bush said Islam is a religion of peace.
No.
Islam was invented as a religion of war by a warrior, Muhammad, who was a mass killer, a pedophile, a man who viciously hated Jewish people in the same way that Mamdani does. And also, the quote that you mentioned, 51, I probably have 101 similar to it, 101 quotes in the Quran itself, imploring them to violence, such as, but if they turn renegades, you know, the Jews or Christians after you converted them, if they go back to being Christians, seize them and slay them wherever ye find them. And in any case, take no friends or helpers into your ranks.
Wow. Seems super
and fight
unity.
with them until, this is number, Surah 8, verse 39. And fight with them until there is no more disorder or unbelief. And all are Muslims, and the religion is all for Allah. In other words, fight with them until you eliminate them. This is the book that he swore around. What I'm showing you right here is the original Holy Quran. This book is a reorganization of the Quran in chronological order. The Quran is written by the largest, longest verse first. So it's completely chaotic.
Right.
You get the Muhammad, who was a fairly good guy at the beginning, trying to convert people, trying to teach them that this is just a completion of Christianity and Judaism. And when the Jews, the Arabs, and the Christians threw him out because they thought he was seized by the devil because he was an epileptic and he would have fits on the floor, and he would say strange things like, Gabriel took me up to meet Jesus, and Jesus is not so hot, Abraham is more important. That would kind of get the Christians angry.
Yeah.
And then he took Moses, and he put Moses in a much lower rank, and then he's gonna be number one. But Jesus is number 20, and Moses is number 30, and he's number one.
Mr. Mayor,
so they threw him out. And he went to war.
Well, look, you and I can go on all day about how we think this is the absolute wrong direction for America or New York or whatever. But he also shouted out the South African Charter, not the Constitution, and proudly standing by his socialist background. Watch this.
I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist.
Oh, great. I mean, let's see how this goes.
What about as an American? I mean, I was elected as a Republican, and I think what I said in my inauguration is I'm going to govern for all the people.
Come on now.
Because now there are no Republicans, no Democrats, no liberals, no conservatives.
Right.
Every one of you is a New Yorker. And
Especially
I got to
on 9/11.
That's why I got to fight for all of you. I didn't go pick out the Republicans.
But that's the thing. He didn't acknowledge, the families. He didn't acknowledge, the people, of 9/11. He didn't do any of that. So he's definitely not going to do something of saying that he's doing everything and he's going to do his best for the American people. You know, that's one thing that I've learned, you know, about individuals like that. Just by him acting like that and saying things even before he got sworn in, it just shows you he's a person that don't take accountability. He's a person that literally will lie, and you know he's not for the people. I mean, we clearly see that.
And just help them. Finally, that scene that we saw down in the bowels of the subway looked like something out of the horror part of Superman. I mean, what a horrible city! Look at that. That looks like the lower region empire is going to take over.
Ghostbusters or something. But
what a picture!
Yeah, I mean, this to me is like one of those things. Like I'm very worried for New York, and I'm sure you are too.
You should be. It's not. I mean, we don't have much time when we're just talking big themes.
Yeah.
On every small theme, it's worse. There's no hope until he's gone.
Yeah.
And he made it clear he's not going to go to the middle.
Yeah, no.
I mean, how many people have won from the right or the left, and they make some attempt?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to go to the middle. I'm going to try to reach out. I'm going to try to. He basically tell you, go to hell. I'm a Democrat socialist.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but I also love Islamic terrorists and love Muhammad,
Well, you
who was a
appointed
mass
the guy who
murderer,
defended
and
him.
pedophile.
We got to leave it there, Mr. Mayor. I'm sorry for you, sir. I'm sorry for all of us.
I'm sorry for all of us. The only thing we can do is keep on top of him.
I mean, that's the only thing that you really truly can do. You know, and that's why I said, you know, in this video that people actually need to pay attention to what's going on, because these things are definitely, you know, in a sense, you know, real. You know, these things are real. These things are, I would say, you know, and me by saying real is, you know, this man literally just got sworn in. You know, he just got sworn in. Y'all seen, you know, the counterfeit goods on how, you know, these illegal aliens are making the money on the street, you know, and what they're doing, the assistance that they're getting. These things is just not okay. It's not okay. And that's why we got to pay attention. That's why we got to, you know, keep pushing. I got to keep doing what I need to do. And I'm telling y'all, everything gonna be straight. Everything gonna be straight. Everything gonna be good. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely have another video that I have to drop tonight, so please stay tuned for it. I don't know. If y'all like me dropping this late, please let me know down in the comments. If not, I will drop earlier. It's literally 10:41 right now. I'm actually doing this pretty late, but I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Catch y'all next one.